Avantgarde! Basic! Listen!
Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I warmly welcome you to all the 12th session of the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly and the first session of the year 2021. I wish the new year I wish the new year brings happiness and prosperity to all. Needless to say that last year has been a difficult year globally due to COVID-19 pandemic. Honorable members, right from the beginning, the state government has been proactive and making efforts to prevent and combat the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic in a self-reliance shortly after the World War Health Organization announced that mysterious coronavirus-related pneumonia in Wuhan, China. On 9th January 2020, my government started screening of the passengers at Imphal Airport. On 18th January, although there are no international flights on 30 January, the first case of COVID-19 was reported in India. On 31st January, screening at the surface entry points of Mao and Jirbam was started, and 24/7 control room numbers was activated. The same day, WHO issued global health emergency was just the 6th time in history. On the 10th March, more border gates were closed at the Indo-Myanmar international border at Mumbai. Tosam, Nambasa and Bihang. On 11th March, WHO declared COVID-19 as a pandemonium. My government took steps for setting up the isolation wards, quarantine centers, COVID care centers, and dedicated COVID-19 treatment blocks. We established institution government quarantine centers, continuity quarantine centers, paid quarantine centers, and home quarantine rooms. HANM were approved for testing by ICMR. The Manipur epidemic disease COVID-19 regulations to 2020 were notified. Closure of all schools and hostels were ordered on 12th March following बता दो।
Okay.
My government took steps for setting up isolation wards, quarantine centers, COVID care centers, and dedicated COVID-19 treatment blocks. We established institutional government quarantine centers, community quarantine centers, paid quarantine centers, and home quarantine. WVDRL and RIMS and GNIMS were approved for testing by ICMR. The Manipur epidemic disease COVID-19 regulations 2020 were notified. Closure of all the schools and hostels were ordered on 12th March, followed by suspension of the disease of the classes in the government and private higher education institution, including university, the next day. From 21st March, Imam markets and temporary markets of the Imphal city were closed. On 22nd March, the entire country observed a 14-hour voluntary Janta public curfew following a call by Honorable Prime Minister the same day, and then curfew was imposed on the districts of Manipur. IPL permits were suspended, gates at state border were closed from 23rd March. Manipur recorded its first COVID-19 positive case on 23rd March. A 23-year-old woman had just returned from UK. She underwent successful treatment in Chennai and was later discharged on 24th March. Honorable Prime Minister announced a nationwide lockdown for 21 days. Ministers were appointed a district in charge to supervise various activities for combating COVID-19 and ensuring supplies of the essential commodity. A state consultative committee for COVID-19 headed by Honorable Chief Minister was set up to regularly review the COVID-19 situation and provide policy guidance. COVID-19 task force was also set up, headed by Chief Secretary, which actively monitored and coordinated the management of the pandemic. COVID-19 Medical Material Management Committee was set up to look into the requirement of the medical supplies and oversee the procurement process. State Technical Committee was also set up to check the quality of medical supplies received and made recommendations of the requirements. Necessary SOPs, guidelines and protocols were issued from time to time. Containment zones were notified as per the protocol. My government adopted a strict testing protocol over and beyond ICMR guidelines, 100 mandatory RT-PCR or TrueNet testing forward accordingly, but 4.44 lakh COVID tests were conducted and in total about 5.23 lakh persons were screened. SOP for new variant of SARS-CoV check-in had been published. All persons arriving in Manipur were made to undergo mandatory quarantine. Massive ICE media campaign was taken up to disseminate relevant information on COVID-19 among the public. Distribution of free rice was taken up under the Prime Minister's Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Dal and additional rice were provided free of cost to beneficiaries under AAY and PHH households during the pandemic. My government ensured that there was no shortage of essential supplies. Chief Minister's COVID Relief Fund was launched. The fund received a total donation of over 24 rupees 2 crore. State government employees donated 1 day salary to the relief fund. My government is grateful to every single person who has donated in cash or kind to the relief fund. A website www.langbang in was launched to help people during the crisis. Rupees 25 lakh under MP LAD scheme was earmarked for COVID-19 related activities in such as each assembly constituency. All possible crossover points along the Indo-Myanmar border were physically sealed. With these steps, my government could restrict the damage the pandemic could have inflicted. As on 25th January, Manipur recorded a total of 28,997 positive cases with 28,442 recoveries and 369 deaths. The recovery rate is 98.08%. Efforts were made through police to ensure effective implementation of the lockdown during the COVID pandemic by following social distancing norms and public place monitoring entry and exit goods at state border and providing security cover on route. My government took up the task of evacuating over 23,000 standard persons through 24 Shramik train in incentives at the rate of 1,000 and rupees 500 each, and free ration were provided to drivers and handymen of the trucks bringing various goods, oil tankers and LPG bullets. During COVID-19 nationwide lockdown, 52,605 labor cards holders were given financial assistance of rupees 1,000 each through DBT. Over 9 crore was released from state disaster relief fund to combat the situation in the wake of the pandemic. The tourism sector has suffered. All major tourism festivals of the state were cancelled. For enabling quick recovery of the stakeholders of the tourism industry, one-time final support of 1 lakh was extended to 6 approved and recognized tour operators. Under Prime Minister's Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme, loans were disbursed to 3,799 street vendors affected by the pandemic. Manipur is ranked number 1 among hilly region and northeastern states category for highest number of loans disbursed till state date under the scheme. My government created a corpus fund of rupees 3 crore under the market intervention scheme for promoting surplus marketable produce to reduce distress during the pandemic. As necessitated by the school lockdown due to COVID pandemic, digital and e-learning platforms were adopted. The content is now available in a new developed apparatus called LARI. Honorable members, historic launching of the COVID-19 vaccination in India was done on 16 January 2021 at 3,000 session sites across the country. For Manipur, the COVID-19 vaccination was taken up at 10 session sites, targeting over 9,600 healthcare workers for the first day. The vaccine for Manipur is Covishield, which is developed by Oxford University and AstraZeneca. This vaccine has undergone the required 5 levels of human trials and has been proven in terms of both in its efficiency and immunogenicity. The vaccine has been declared safe, immunogenic and effective by the Drug Controller General of India. A total of 1,02,000 doses of the Covishield vaccine has been reached this day. The vaccine is being administered on priority to the healthcare workers in the first phase, followed by the frontline workers into second phase, to person above 50 years of age in the second phase, followed by people below 50 years of age but with comorbidity in the fourth phase. Manipur has already prepared 246 session sites spread out across all the 16 districts for the COVID vaccination. All sites have been checked through dry run and the facilities for online and offline submission of the date has been made. With the commencement of the first phase of the vaccination against COVID-19, I am optimistic that going forward we will collectively be strengthening the pace of development works and efforts for the welfare and prosperity of all. The key word that has been reinforced by the India's indigenous vaccine development program is Atmanirbhar or self-reliance. India has now shown to the world that it has a leader in the fight against the pandemic by developing its own vaccination. India is also helping other countries by exporting out indigenously developed vaccines. My government has also been exporting self-reliance in the various sections to overcome the challenges posed by the pandemic. We facilitated production of a total of 182,811 locally made face masks, a total of 20,000 meters of handloom cloth was used for producing of face masks. The state government sanctioned ₹95 lakhs to provide yarn at 20% subsidy over mill gate price to the weavers under the yarn supply scheme. My government decided to purchase and buy back the handloom cloth handicrafts lying unsold with the weavers and artisans in order to provide them ready cash to enable them to meet their household needs. With this support, a total of 25,177 numbers of handloom and handicraft produce and over 1,075 running meters of cloth were purchased from 250 numbers of units covering 16 districts of Manipur and thus extending livelihood support to 2,780 weavers and artisans. Under guaranteed emergency credit line, back with so far sanctioned loans to 7,867 MSME for an amount of 94.67 crores, out of which loans have been disbursed to 4,560 MSMEs for an amount of rupees 72.74 crores. Under the Prime Minister's formalization of macro food processing enterprises scheme launched by Government of India as part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat and 1,500 food processing units is undergoing in unorganized sector in the state will be supported during the scheme period from 2020-21 to 2024-25, including 300 during 2020-21. Importance will be given to promote one product for one district as per scheme guidelines to reap the benefits of the scheme. In order to ensure continuous availability of the food products during the pandemic, my government allowed utilization of cold storage facilities at Food Park Nilakuthi for storage of fresh fruits produced from the farmers. A new initiative has been taken up to conduct adaptive trial of oil palm in different locations covering 200 hectares has been committee constituted by the central government has identified 66,652 hectares of potential area in the state, around 250 metric tons of organic food produce in the state. Production and sale of fish feed produced in the recently asserted fresh feed mill at government fish farm has been started. The Manipur Rifle and the IR Battalion have with their own efforts stitched nearly 36,000 meter masks for the personnel to distribute to efforts to contain the pandemic. Local preparation of about 900 liters of hard hand sanitizer by selected colleges in their laboratories were taken up and distributed. Law and order justice delivery. Honorable members, my government has been constantly working to improve the overall security scenario of the state. The state was recently awarded as the most improvised small state under the category of overall and law and order by a reputed media organization recently. The improvement in law and order has also enabled the state to focus on development. Thus, Manipur is the most innovative state amongst the northeastern states per India Innovative Text 2020 released by the Niti Aayog. Now, my police station was awarded the best police station by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Various initiatives are being taken to mainstream misguided youth at present, although 68 surrendered insurgents and staying at closed designated camps, including 16 who surrendered in 2020. To strengthen infrastructure under police department, various projects were taken up. Construction of one number 184 such cases had enrolled 90 cases under POSCO Act. 14 new fire substations are being established at an estimated cost of over 279 crores. My government established 2 fast-track courts for the trial of rape and POSCO cases. Five ADRs centers were operated for 5 districts. Finance and planning. Financially, the current year has been an extremely challenging year due to the pandemic. Despite these challenges, my government has been able to increase credit grant through centrally sponsored scheme as on 31st December 2020. Such grants received amount to over rupees 2,900 crore as against rupees 2,300 crore received as on 31st December 2019. Further, in spite of reduced receipt, the state has been overdrafted by only 12 days as to 31st December 2020. Honorable members, the implementation of the key e-Kobar payment system has enabled the state government to have an effective cash management system. E-pension was launched to replace the need to pensioners to visit the treasury office frequently. The introduction of the e-grass e-government receipt according to the system will make online payment of the government fees and taxes more citizen friendly. Although challenges posed by the pandemic on public finance have been huge. My government has made a possible effort to reduce its negative impact adequately. Funds has been provided for critical and important areas where rationing expenditure and others. With the economy picking up, it is hoped that this will have a positive impact on the public finance of the state in the coming days. Honorable members, various projects with funding from Northeastern Council are being taken up. Improvement of Bishnupur Nongba Road and the interstate truck terminals at the Sukmai will completed soon. Water supply project at Lysopet, Unipet and Avangsoi have been completed. Construction of multi-stadium in the indoor stadium at Thobal district was completed. Two new projects for promotion of smallholder value chain system for organic horticulture crop and improvement of road from the Koirangji to Sankampon were sanctioned for the total of rupees 12 crores. Construction of tribal chief guest house at palace compound at the cost of rupees 7 crores is being taken up. Under the Border Area Development Program, work for 6 model villages are being taken up since the 2017-18 under Watershed Management Program. 33 projects were completed. Since the launch of the Manipur Startup Scheme 2017-18, 909 startups were selected with subsidy grant of rupees 31 crore. Startup Manipur was added to promote greenfield ventures from the marginalized section of the society. With assistance of rupees 1,792 crore, 1,700 under non-lapsable central pool of reserve and 175 projects were taken up, out of which 149 are completed. Under Northeast Special Infrastructure Development Scheme, 9 projects worth rupees 203 crore were sanctioned. Out of these, water supply distribution network project, Ucharachandpur was completed. District Hospital Imphal West at Mayang Imphal at an estimated cost of 65 crores was approved for sanction during the current year. Out of 6 projects worth about 125 crores sanctioned under Social and Infrastructure Development Fund to bridge infrastructure gap in borders areas. 4 projects including construction of bridge across Twilak River have been completed. Under one-time special assistance of Central Plan Scheme Women Market, 7 district head quarters were constructed at a cost of rupees 70,000 crore at Churachandpur, Rukrul, Senapati, Chandel, Tamenglong, Kangpokri and Jiribam were completed. Construction of Ima markets at 10 more locations in Bishnupur, Nambol, Sikbai, Pelil, Kanggobi, None, Kamjong, Moirang, Technopal and Fezwell are being taken up at a cost of 60 crores under a scheme for special assistance to state for the capital expenditure. Tribal affair minorities and FCA OBC welfare. Honorable members, my government has physical assistance to 3,271 ST families under various family-oriented programs. Altogether 40,000 ST students were extended pre and post metric scholarships. Establishment of 12 new Eklave model residential schools at Hill districts have been approved. 60 barrack type teachers' quarters and 42 new school buildings were constructed under 6 ADC's financial grant. Approximately rupees 107 crores was extended to the ADC under the 3rd State Finance Commission and 15th Finance Commission grant during the year. My government is committed to the welfare of the minorities, OBCs and SC communities in the state. Free remedial coaching to both pre and post metric students were provided under Chief Minister Lyric on-child coaching program. For 4 hostels each of OBC and SC students are being constructed with a total project cost of rupees 29 crore under currently sponsored scheme. Over 75,000 students belonging to minority OBC, SC and economically backward classes are being scholarship among them. The book, e-book 53 crore 53 990 work consisting of model residential school, Sabhavna Mandaps, working women's hostels, school building, additional classroom hostels for minority students, health centers, and various other projects are being taken up under Prime Minister's Jan Vikas Karikram with a total project cost of over rupees 960 crore. Food security. Under the National Food Security Act, nearly 24,667,000 beneficiaries are presently covered and fully dedicated in the public. Honorable members, since the launch of the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, a total of 1,056 lakh families have been benefited. Education. Honorable members, ever since my government started school Pakdanshi mission, there has been a marked increase in student enrollment in the selected school beside improvement in physical infrastructure. To encourage children to read, 153 stories were developed into comic textbook relatable to local culture and context. E-textbook prepared for the first time in the state are made available in a middle apparatus called BOSIM e-book in collaboration with All India Radio. Drama based on educational program were produced to provide distance learning to students of the class 4th to 11th through traditional broadcasting. Honorable members, to motivate our government school students, an incentive award are given to those who exceed in class 10th and 11th and 12th examination conducted by BOSIM and COSIM. My government has also contributed a task force to frame a realistic roadmap for implementation of National Education Policy 2020. Under RUSA 2002, construction of 100-bedded girls' hostel and GP Women's College will be started. 5 colleges are being upgraded to model degree colleges. With the establishment of Dhananjay University 20 new postgraduate courses have been opened. Power sector. Honorable members, my government is committed to ensure 24 by 7 quality and reliable electricity supply to all, with the charging of 400 kV Silchar Imphal DC transmission line. The available transmission capacity of the interstate transmission line has been enhanced to create to the power requirement of the state for the next 10 to 15 years. In the past year, 533 by 11 substations of Wangol, Yeriki, Pompat, Tulipal, and Sanjebam were completed. 143 by MVA of transmission capacity was also added under Northeastern Region Power System Improvement Project with the generation of 2133 by 11 kV substation. At present, 29 new 33 by 11 kV substations and 2 new 132 33 kV substations are also being implemented. For safe and secure grid operation and real-time power supply management, a 2000 kilometer wide network of fiber optic cable is being laid across the state. At a step towards self-reliance in the generation of sector, my government has been laying to implement 66 megawatt Loktak downstream hydroelectric project through joint venture mode with NHPC Limited. Power purchase agreement of the project was signed. 29 small and medium hydropower projects have been a total capacity of about 309 megawatt have been identified. इसको ऊपर रख दो ऊपर रख दो Out of 550 lakh consumer, about 3.5 lakh consumers are rapid meters, prepaid meters. For the balance 2 lakh consumers being procured through a loan of rupees 5 to 200 crore from the Rural Electrification Corporation Limited. 54 crore from Rural Electrification Corporation Limited is also being received for system strengthening. 516 distribution transformer 335 kilometers of high tension line and 1,123 kilometers of low tension line covering 1,573 habitations were added under Subhangya and DDUGY. 11,000 number of LED solar street lighting systems were installed during the year. Installation of 9,000 more similar lights will be completed soon. My government has decided to set up 100 megawatt capacity solar power plant at 600 acres of land identified at Jiribam. Agriculture and allied activities and natural resources. Honorable members, to increase agriculture yield during Kharif 2020, the areas under system of rice intensification Kharif 2020 areas under system of and integrated crop management were successfully increased by over 535%. As a result, increase in the yield raised under these methods was 7 tons per hectare against a yield of 4 tons per hectare. To increase rice production, a subcommittee to experts from ICAR, CAU, and MU were constituted. The committee recommendation will be implemented in pre-Kharif 2020 to promote double cropping during Kharif 2020. Funds were allocated to increase the area under maize, soybean, and pea. More than 67 crore worth of organic products under the brand Organic Manipur have been sold till date. Realizing the potential of organic farming, central government has allocated additional 50 FPCs, farmer produced companies, with new area expansion of 25,000 hectares during 2021-24 for organic cultivation of 9 crops, namely pineapple, king chili, ginger, turmeric, kiwi, passion fruit, black aromatic rice, and maize and HY rice. Implementation of Mission Organic Value Chain Development of the Northeastern region has resulted in the establishment of crop-specific organic product cluster. 20 rural markets and 20 rural outlets were created. To achieve goal or substance, development and utilization of the state forests by biodiversity conservation and climate change mitigation, several schemes have been implemented. Plantation is over 7,000 hectares of forest areas under various schemes were taken up during One Mahotsav Festival 2020. Around 20,005 lakh seedlings were disbursed in order to increase tree cover outside the forest land. Preparation of nurseries is in full swing under Chief Minister's Green Manipur mission. High intensity plantation of economically important bamboo species has been taken up over 2020 hectares. To ensure long-term survival of Manipur antler deer sangai, measures for habitat improvement at the consolidation of boundary of the Kaibul and Lemjo National Park have been taken up. Under the Pradhan Mantri Vandhan Yojana, a total number of 100 Vandhan Vikas Kendras consisting of 1,552 self-help groups have been created. Pisciculture, veterinary and animal husbandry. Honorable members under Blue Revolution, integrated development and management of the fisheries, 160 hectares, pond, 48 cages, 3 units of hatcheries and 1 unit of the recirculatory aquaculture system were developed. Under scheme for development of reservoir fisheries, 68 lakhs and 46,000 advanced fingerlings were liberated at Konga, Manipal and Khopram dams. 900 fish farms benefited under Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana for paddy cum pisciculture project in 5 hill districts during program of bioflog fish culture was constructed. To control and predict food and mouth disease and blue cysts with 2030 mass vaccination in going on with a target to cover 100% of the livestock population. A liquid nitrogen plant for the storage of frozen semen was installed under Rashtriya Gokul Mission. 2,750 number of low input technology birds are being distributed to 1,250 beneficiaries during 2020-21 under the National Livestock Mission during 2021. 4,500 beneficiaries would be provided benefits under poultry scheme and 1,350 beneficiaries each under goatry and piggery schemes. A disease diagnostic laboratory is being constructed at Kumbong during 2020-21, a feed mixing plant for production of cattle and poultry feed with a capacity of 200 to 250 kilo per hour has been established at Kumbong. Construction and repair of 36 veterinary hospitals and 71 veterinary dispensaries are being taken up during year 2020-21. Water resources and management. Honorable members, for development of irrigation facilities in the state, my government has taken up 8 major and medium irrigation projects. 5 projects are being revived, namely Loktak Lift Irrigation Project, Imphal Barrage Project, Sikmai Barrage Project, Kongom Dam Project, and Singda Multipurpose Project. These will be created in unlimited revised irrigation potential of 36 hectares, water supply of 4 million gallons per day, and 2.25 megawatt power. The hardware component of the Dolatalbai Barrage project was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister in January 2019, and the headwork component of the Travel Multipurpose project was inaugurated by Honorable Union Minister recently. Brahmaputra Board has agreed to prepare a master plan for Manipur River Basin for bringing about a long-term solution to the problem of floods. My government is also developing the existing water bodies to Limphil Pet, Vaigaur Pit, along Nala Upper and Irong Nala Lower. Construction of concrete dam across Harok, Lytton, Mekong in Tobal and Pickup Bear across Loklai River at Pinjang to the Chandpur were completed. Under Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Har Khet Ko Pani 375 surface minor irrigation scheme among the over 235 crores 200 and for creating irrigation potential of 969,641 hectares were sanctioned. Construction of 550 wells was also sanctioned for an amount of over 61 crores with a target to create irrigation potential of 2,056 hectares benefiting 1,465 beneficiaries. Water supply. Honorable Member, the improving water supply system in Imphal area, integrated water supply for Imphal planning area, phase 1 was taken up at rupees 89.75 crores under JNURRM for reconstruction of 9 water treatment plants and are targeted for completion soon. Phase 2 of the project at a cost of rupees 175.81 crore under AMRUT for replacement of pipe network under Imphal municipal area is completed. Phase 3 for a project rupees 1,886.32 crores is being taken up under Manipur water supply project with external funding. Water supply scheme for 25 other towns at a cost of rupees 424.373 crores is also being taken up under the scheme. Construction of water treatment plant with a capacity of 45 million liters per day at Chicken is also targeted for completion soon. The Imphal sewage phase 1 comprising of 11 Imphal municipality wards were inaugurated. To achieve the mission of providing functional household tap connection by 2024 under Jal Jeevan mission, my government has taken up implementation for covering 4,51,566 households at a total cost of 4,524.6 crore with funding from Jal Jeevan Mission, NDB funding and other sources. So far, about 1,47,000 households have been provided with functional tap water. Healthcare. Honorable members, under the Chief Minister's Guy Hakshalji Bank, till date nearly 1,404,000 families have been enrolled. Total claim amount paid till date is over 30 crores. Under Ayushman Bharat, Prime Minister Jan Yojana, 2,76,363 established eligible beneficiaries have been enrolled till date and benefits worth rupees 35 crores have been extended to over 27 beneficiaries, 27 lakhs beneficiaries. 14 basic life support ambulances were purchased during the year 2020-21. Trauma center and blood bank district hospital Sanapati was completed. Establishment of a new medical college at Churachandpur under recently sponsored scheme was approved at the cost of 325 crores. Connectivity works and transport. 13 road works measuring a total length of over 583 kilometers at the cost of 1,063 crores for National Highway were sanctioned. Four major work total cost of rupees 1,250 crores, and 3 restored work at a cost of 287 crores are being implemented. Nander is in process for implementing 6 major works costing rupees 2,200 crore. 13 road works for total length of over 145 kilometers at a cost of 131 crore under Central Road Infrastructure Fund were approved. Under Interstate Connectivity Scheme, the work for construction of 32.31 kilometer road from Jiribam to Manipur and Mizoram border, sanctioned via Tapaimuk under Phase 1, was approved at a cost of rupees 1,114 crore. Out of the total 9 works sanctioned under Rural Infrastructure Development Fund during 2017-18, 4 roads have been completed. Under Northeast Special Infrastructure Development Scheme, the work of upgradation of Moirang Strength Road was sanctioned. Sandra Hillock and road from Moirang Sandra Road to Onbamba Hillock and Kaina Bazaar on Moirang Kubul to Changakaibul Road was sanctioned at a cost of rupees 21,065 crores. During the 2019-20 and targeted for completion very soon. The construction of 2 ADB assistant roads, namely Topol to Bishnupur, measuring 51 km, and Topol to Kosum, Kolan, measuring 47 kilometers, a cost of 475 is 68 crore. 400 it was completed and operational for traffic. Imphal, Kangchok, Tamilong road of 105 kilometers under implementation with assistance of ADB for the cost of 1,400 crores is inaugurated for targeted for completion in 2022. Manipur highly service connecting Tamilong, Jiribam and More to Imphal was extended up to 31st March 2021. About 40 crore was allocated for construction of 5 heliports at Jiribam, Tamilong, More, Tandong and Parbong to start the passenger helicopter service under RCS Udan 2000 scheme. Honorable members, e-challenge system was implemented for managing traffic and other violation under the Motor Vehicle Act. E-payment system was introduced for payment of the fee and taxes collection for the different services under the Motor Vehicle Act for increase in efficiency in the process of vehicle registration. Dealer point registration system was started. Additional online permit system was started to allow applications to conveniently apply online for different transport related permits. E-Parivahan was also launched to provide online with virtual driving license and registration or certificates for vehicles. Urban planning and development. Honorable members, under the Impal Smart City Mission, foundation stone for construction of integrated command and control center building was laid recently. Various other projects like development of Mall Road, riverfront development of Imphal River, smart solid waste management system, construction of Nongpon Bridge, app-based public bicycle sharing, etc., is being implemented. Till date, projects amounting to rupees 230 crores are at various stages of construction, and about 100 crore project including multi-level car parking, CIS, GIS-based property taxation model are in pipeline. Under Swachh Bharat mission, a total of 34,242 individual household latrines were constructed. Municipal solid waste treatment plant at Lambang was upgraded to waste to energy plant, and the plant of the start producing electricity by March 2021. Under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Urban Livelihood Mission, about 2,520 women's self-help groups at 40 area level federation were formed. Under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Housing of All Mission, 42,651 houses are sanctioned till now, and an additional 7,908 beneficiaries were approved recently. A total of about 210 crore was released to beneficiaries. In the PMAY Urban Award 2019, Thobal Municipal Council was awarded the best performing municipal council in NER and Hill State category for implementation of the scheme, and 3 beneficiaries from Manipur were amounted to 88 beneficiaries selected from across the country for best household construction. Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation is being implemented with a total project cost of rupees 180 crores. 348 kilometers of pipes were procured, and 28,947 tap connections were provided. Improvement of BT Park, Indra Park, and 28 ward level parks are also being taken up. My government notified to Manipur municipalities property tax rule 2019. The new rule being bring in unit area method of property verification and valuation. Rural development. Honorable members, my government has made tremendous improvement in the functioning of the grassroots institution. Our Gram Panchayat bagged award for the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Panchayat Shakshakaran Puraskar 2020, Nanaji Deshmukh Rashtriya Gram Sabha Puraskar 2020, Gram Panchayat Development Award 2020, and child-friendly Gram Panchayat Award 2020. 9,680 houses were completed under phase 1 of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Gram under phase 2, 8,638 have received one first installment. Under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, till date, out of 2,656 sanctioned work, 1,067 works are completed at an expenditure of rupees 2,886 crores. Construction of 7,956 kilometers of road have been completed. Connectivity has been provided to 582 approved habitation. In addition to the increased outlay of the state at the PMGSY, construction of 88 lift low span bridges amounting to rupees 187.8 crore approved, covering Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana phase 1 and phase 2 roads are still across the state. Appreciating the state government's performance in the implementation of Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Urban Mission, an additional urban cluster for tribal areas were allocated. Under Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, the state has also able to generate over 251 lakh persons days and received over 737 crore during 2020-21. Over the past 2 years, the average mandates provided per job card increased from 21 mandates to 2018-19 to 50 mandates till date 2021. During the year, the deputy commissioners of the 7 new districts were designated district program coordination. In Manipur, State Rural Livelihood Mission mobilized recently women, more than 2,000 self-help groups and 140 village-level federation self-help groups have been formed. Till date, revolving fund for community investment fund amounting to over 875 lakh 8 crores 75 lakhs was disbursed. Honorable Member, under Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushalya Yojana, during 2020-21, more than 1,700 candidates have been trained, of whom 70% have been placed in organized sector. Social welfare. Under Chief Minister ST Yojana, 5,207 beneficiaries were provided caregiver allowance of rupees 1,500 per month. Marriage incentive award of rupees 30,000 were provided to 45 beneficiaries to encourage normal persons for getting married with persons with disabilities. My government also deployed website increase for the persons with disabilities for 35 state government departments to 28 state government buildings have been re- retrofitted for area ease access under Accessible India campaign under Rashtriya Vayojana scheme. Aids and application assistance is approved to 4,300 persons with disabilities for seniors and senior citizens. Construction of 956 Anganwadi centers buildings have been started under 6th plan phase. Drinking water facilities are given to 439 centers in phase 1. Honorable members, over 48,000 pregnant women and lactating mothers have been enrolled as beneficiaries under Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana scheme till date. 21 Nepali women were rescued from More under ITP Act and kept in Ujjwala home. They were later repatriated to Nepal. My government has formulated a comprehensive policy. The Manipur state policing and psychotropic substance use 2019 to fight against the menace of drug abuse. Various awareness programs under the Nasha Mukti Bharat Abhiyan were launched. Labor welfare, employment guarantee and entrepreneurship. Honorable members, under enhancing sixth infrastructure scheme, construction of 2 new ITIs at Sikmai and Kangpoki were taken up. Under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 2000, over 20,000 beneficiaries have been trained and more than 8,000 have been placed in various job roles. For the year 2020-21, 1,500 labor cards were issued by the Manipur Building and other construction workers welfare board, maternal and maternity benefits amounting to over rupees 782 crores were extended to 1,943 labor card holders. Textiles, commerce and industries. Honorable Member, 3 industrial estates are fully functional in Imphal West, Thobal and Bishnupur. Construction of industrial estates in Churachandpur, Chandel and Ukrul are progressing well. My government has promulgated the Manipur Public Service Delivery Guarantee on Ordinance 2020 to ensure firm delivery of the service. The Manipur Industrial Single Window Creation Ordinance 2020 was also promulgated to enable speedy clearance of the investment proposal in the state for access of doing business as Manipur factories rules is being amended. Under the Prime Minister Employment Guarantee Program, a total of 729 individuals have been given bank loans during 2020-21 with subsidy of about 23 crore, giving employment to 5,832 persons. This is highest achievement among states in the northeastern region. Under the National Scheduled Caste Scheduled Tribe Hub, an amount of rupees 1 crore was extended to 770 aspirants. Mega food park for Manipur state is being set up at the Yotibi Konbu and Food Treasury Laboratory is being set up to a food park Nilakuti. Under the One Bed District, One Product as Prime Minister's formalization of micro food processing enterprise scheme, 16 districts in the state were approved. 2 tea processing units have been established at Temenggong and None under the Hill Area Development Program at a project cost of 442 lakh rupees. Tourism. Honorable members, my government also introduced homestay guidelines project for construction of ropeways at Idbolong Menjang was approved under the social assistance scheme at a cost of rupees 51 crores. Development of tourism infrastructure for state. Shri Vijaya Govinda Temple, Shri Govindaji Temple, Shri Kahina Temple, Shri Bangdabon Temple, and Shri Gopinath Temple under development of stipulated circle under spiritual culture under Swadesh Darshan at a cost of rupees 53 crore. Was completed and inaugurated construction and evolution of the renovation of the tourism infrastructure around Mahabali Temple at a cost of rupees 440 lakh was completed. Development of 10 over tourism infrastructure was taken up and process is underway to taken up ONME through PP mode. A project for development of water amusement park at Awang Podbem Kono Imphal East at a cost of rupees 40 crore is being taken up among projects for amusement children's park. 70 districts of Manipur at a cost of rupees 33.66 crore has been sanctioned by the Center Integrated Tourism Credit for Imphal to Dubai, which includes new Kalimban, Longa, Korean, Timai, and another project for development of Eco-Trans Tourism Park and Kokchi and Maina Imphal was completed. With an aim to promote tourism in every constituency of the state, rupees 50 lakh worth of projects in each of the 50 assembly constituencies has been approved. Information technology and science and technology. Honorable members, with a short period of 3 months, e-office was implemented in all the departments of the state government, including Chief Minister's Secretariat, Cabinet Minister's Office along with 16 district administration. The construction of the first building of the ITCZ Manipur is targeted for completion soon. Foundation stone for construction of permanent campus and the city campus for IITs Manipur were laid. For greater citizen engagement, my government Manipur posted numerous posters and both videos on different topics, state-wide area network, connectivity of horizontal office of the district headquarters and a block headquarters has been completed and made operational. Existing SWAN network is also being undergone by providing higher bandwidth with capacity at a cheaper cost during wireless technology. Honorable members, to promote indigenous martial art of the state, Chief Minister now indigenous martial art meet was initiated. 14 national master art athletes championship was also organized. Manipur participated in third edition Khelo India Youth Games 2020. Artificial football turf at Langjing Achoba at a cost of rupees 10 crores was inaugurated. Floodlights at main stadium and hockey stadium at Kumna Lampark Sports Complex was installed. Construction of multipurpose indoor hall at Mayang Imphal football field was RCC gallery at High Kanglumbing and high ground were taken up. Khelo India State Center of Excellence in the discipline of the archery, hockey and weightlifting is being established at a Umang Lampak Sports Complex under Khelo India. Approval has been obtained for the construction of 8 playgrounds at a cost of rupees 2 crore 8 lakhs each. Art and culture. Honorable members, for the welfare of the artists and artisans, fraternity, cultural institutions and organizations in the state, Chief Minister's Artistic Tangobang scheme was launched. Under the scheme, supports is being extended to artists in the form of pension assistance for participation in international national festival, assistance to the cultural group for training and new introduction and production of support for the new instruments. Rupees 4 crores is allocated during the current financial year for implementation of the scheme. Rupees 4,890 lakhs were approved by the Government of India. The museum grant scheme for development of the 3 museums inside Kangla to preserve the handicraft and ancient archives assist of the state. 37 tribal museums in various hill districts is being established at a cost of rupees 10 lakhs per museum. Development of historical site at Michael in Sanapati of a project of cost of rupees 1 crore has been taken up. In principle, approval has been obtained for accepting 38,081 hectares of land at Wakha village in Imphal East for construction of Manipur Culture University. Manipur State Science Policy 2020 has been published. Election. Honorable members, to improve the health of the electoral polls have been 8 lakhs colored electoral photo identity cards were delivered at the doorstep of the electors for the convenience of the electors, especially from far-flung areas. Previous were made for printing of electoral photo identity cards at district headquarters. In spite of challenges during the pandemic, the biennial elections to the Rajya Sabha and the by-elections in the 5 assembly constituencies were conducted smoothly. Special summary revision of the promote electoral rolls with 1,000 as the qualified date was started with the published of the post photo electoral rolls of 60 assembly constituencies, GAD. Foundation stones were laid for construction of 3 Manipur Bhavan, Dwarka, New Delhi at the cost of rupees 167 crores. For construction of the state guest house, Shanglin at an estimated cost of rupees 237 crores, 1,813 hectares of land was acquired. Transit accommodation at a total cost of over 17 crores is being constructed. To facilitate smooth implementation of e-office, laptop policy was introduced under which laptop will be provided by all secretariat functionaries from money minister up to office of the rank of under secretary. Relief and disaster management. Honorable members, my government received a sum of over rupees 26 crore from National Disaster Response Fund as relief assistance, which is being extended to the victim of drought during Kharif 2019 in the states. Conclusion. Honorable members, my government has been continuously working for the welfare and inclusive development of the state. I look forward to the wholehearted support and commitment of all the honorable members. Thank you. Jai Hind.